Perfect. Okay, Shay, thank you so much for allowing me to record. Today, we're specifically talking about, Coach, who lost some weight. But then, after I lost the weight, I had a church trip. I enjoyed it a little bit. I didn't go off the rails. It seems like I gained all my weight back. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm just looking. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Okay. So, what was your new weight? So, you weighed on Friday, and then when
Mhm.
did you weigh again?
Yesterday, but it to
Yesterday?
be yeah, to be fair, um, it wasn't in the middle of the day. It wasn't like I did it
Oh
first
my
thing in the
God.
morning.
No, 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 nope, nope, nope.
I
Just
think that's
kidding.
you walking away.
The middle of the day. So,
Yes.
throughout the day, we've talked about this. Your weight's going to fluctuate. The weight that we need is the one that's dry, dehydrated first thing in the morning. So, the
Hmm.
moment you start moving around, the moment you start allowing blood flow, right, is the moment you start to gain weight for the day.
Hmm.
So, what you need to do is wake up, use the bathroom, step on the scale.
Hmm.
And as you continue, you'll see this, right? You can test this for yourself. But as you continue moving about your day, you will gain and gain and gain and gain and gain throughout the rest of the entire day. Okay.
Hmm.
So we take our dehydrated weight first thing in the morning and then we don't weigh again because water and coffee and tea and breakfast and stress and work conversations all influence our weight. So
Hmm.
your weight could have actually been down yesterday morning, but because you weighed in the middle of the day, right? We
Hmm.
shouldn't attach any emotional conversation to that. We
Hmm.
shouldn't because that weight was not accurate, right? That weight was influenced by what had happened earlier that day.
But
So
so
don't,
much.
yes, I'm telling you, just being up and active, right,
Hmm.
will increase your weight. It's water retention. It's just the manipulation of water in your body,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
So here's what we do. I want to just give you like an example. When we weigh ourselves, the scale can be up or down or the same, right? And sometimes it might go up, right? Sometimes it might go down. Sometimes it might stay about the same, and sometimes we'll have a little plateau, and sometimes we'll dip, and then sometimes we'll climb back up, and then sometimes we'll have another plateau. And but you see, in general, as we weigh ourselves, the trend line is still heading downward, right?
Hmm.
That's what we care about is the trend line. Okay. So when you weigh yourself on a day when the scale is up, and then you weigh yourself on the day when the scale is down, but then you weigh yourself again on the day when the scale has stagnated, how do you interpret that data? Right? It's like,
Hmm.
oh, nothing's working. No, it is working. You
Hmm.
just caught yourself right here,
Hmm.
right? Or you caught yourself right here from a down day to an up day to another up day.
Hmm.
That's how much the scale fluctuates every single day. But here's the thing, when we weigh ourselves more frequently, we get to see that happen. It's
Hmm.
not a surprise when the scale is up, right?
Hmm.
So I have some clients who weigh every day just because them and the scale, they're friendly with it. It's data, it's information, it's not a reflection of me, my value, fill in the blank. I'm doing what you said I need to do,
Hmm.
right? And I weigh myself every day because it gives me these data points to help me get a big picture view of what's actually happening here so I don't get distracted by this, right?
Hmm.
Okay. What do you think of this so far, right?
I think what you're saying is correct, but I also like I feel like if I weigh myself today, like I like after doing all the things, like just use the bathroom, all of the things, I think I still would see a gain in weight. Like, cause it was
You would.
yeah.
You would.
So when it comes to this, like just you're saying, just stick to weighing in every Friday. Don't worry about the in between. Just for like for me specifically, and then just keep just doing it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The scale
Okay.
will be up. Here's the thing. The scale will be up because you were out of your environment, eating different food prepared by different people. You have no idea how much salt was in it, how much sugar, how much fat, and all those things have calories, and all those things manipulate your water. Even being out of your home environment manipulates your water. You can go drive to the gas station and drive back, and your scale weight will be up because your water was manipulated, right? Because you left your environment. It is so easy to manipulate your body water, right? You can gain. I'm one of those people on my cycle, I gained something like 6 to 8 pounds of water pre-cycle. But if a pound of body fat is 3,500 calories, 3,500 calories, do you know what I would have to eat to be in a surplus of 3,500 calories? 3,500 calories is 2 large pizzas. 3,500 calories is, hold on, the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Hold on. I know this man. It's 10 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I can't even possibly eat that. 10 sandwiches?
Right.
10 chicken sandwiches. Okay. 3,500 calories is, in terms of a milkshake, let's see, 500 calorie milkshake. That's 7 milkshakes on top of my day. And in order for me to gain 6 pounds between now and my next cycle, I'd have to do all of this 6 times. I have to have 60 chicken sandwiches, right? 12 large pizzas, however many, right? Milkshakes this is, okay? All that to say, when the scale is up, it's not up because it's body fat. It's up because it's body water. And when we think about our bodies, right, I'm just going to draw myself. So, oh, wrong color. There we go. So here's me. And these are my bones. Treat the brown like my bones, okay? On top of our bones, we have muscle. And on top of our muscle, we have fat. Right? And on top of our fat, we have more or less water. And the water is what gets manipulated the most, right? So yes, you did gain weight because you were out of your environment, but was it fat? No. Did you eat 3,500 calories more than your maintenance calories that day? Did you eat like 5,000 calories that day? Did you join an eating contest that day?
No.
No. So it's water. So what happened is just you had one of these days, right? You had a day that was up here. And you might have several days that are up here as your body remanipulates the water and adjusts to being back in your environment. Now, all these little dots are data points from weigh-ins. And if you're the type of person who would benefit from seeing these different data points, then by all means, take them. But if you would rather be someone who just weighs in on Friday, then you might have some Fridays that are up. You might have some Fridays that are down. You might have some Fridays that are exactly the same as the last week. But in general, you stay the course because you did not gain body fat. It was water.
Okay.
What does that make you want to do?
I mean, I was gonna continue doing what I needed to do regardless, but it was just a little frustrating because I was like, I was really excited about seeing that loss. I was just like, wow, like it's finally going. Like before, I had just was at my current weight, like I was just stuck there. And to see that it was finally working, I was like, yes, it's working. And then to see it go back up, I was like, wait a second, what are you doing?
So, 2 mistakes were made. You weighed outside of a Friday. If that's going to be your day, then you only weigh Friday because we know that for the rest of the week, this is happening. You're okay with seeing this happening, then by all means, step on the scale. But if that's going to mentally screw you up, then you stick with Friday. Okay?
Cool.
And then when you weigh on Fridays, we'll make decisions about whether or not the plan is working every other Friday because of this reason. Right? So say from this date, we go lose a pound, lose half a pound, gain a pound, right? As we're looking at this, we can't make decisions about what's happening week to week because the scale is going to stagnate, fluctuate, increase. We need 2 weeks of data before we make changes. Okay. So we'll look at the week prior, the week in between, and the week of, the week prior, the week in between, the week of, week prior, week in between, week of, to make decisions if anything needs to change to keep us rolling. Okay.
Okay.
We're here to reach a goal. And it works. Okay. It's working. So you keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. Don't let this knock you off track. Okay.
Okay.
We weigh on Fridays. We weigh first thing in the morning, wake up, use the bathroom, step on the scale. And then we give ourselves at least 2 weigh-ins before we make determinations about whether or not it's working. Okay. Beautiful. All right. How are you feeling?
I feel a little better with
Okay.
that conversation. I completely understand in terms of like the water weight and everything like that, but it's still slightly frustrating just to see it. But I understand exactly where it's coming from. So like I'm just gonna wait, like you said, to weigh on Fridays.
Yep.
And go from there. But just keep doing what I'm doing. So
keep doing it. Keep doing it. And you'll keep doing it and 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 keep doing it. I mean, in my last fat loss phase, so if I haven't explained it like this, I will now. We should have periods of time when we are refining our lifestyle to cause the scale to move. Okay. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just refining, right? Like we think about making some changes to like what we eat, what's on the plate, right? We're refining things about our lifestyle, getting more active, doing more training, doing better training, refining things about our lifestyle to get the scale to move. Okay.
Yeah.
That's losing weight without trying to lose weight. We're just focused on the lifestyle, and the lifestyle is causing the weight loss, right?
Yeah.
Then we have periods of time when we're not trying to lose weight, when we're just maintaining, we're just chilling. I like to think about that as like summertime. A lot of people during the summer, it's like, this is my summer body, this is what you got. I'm just chilling for summer months. And then we have specific phases of time when we are actively trying to lose weight. Okay, so 3 different phases. We're actively trying to lose weight. And I like to describe this as like January time. All right, everybody's gonna be on the wagon from January 1st, right? So January time through maybe April or May, everybody's trying to get ahead of the summer, chill during the summer, and then lifestyle refinement after the summer months. Like, well, I did a lot. Let me try to bring some stuff back in. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. So that being shared, right now, we are in your lifestyle refinement period of time, okay? And let's take a look at how things have been looking over the past few days.
Okay.
Bring me into like just the broad themes as I take a look at your nutrition log.
Okay.
Big picture.
Well, just trying to still have things that I like, but substituting like for example, like instead of having a regular burger, like I have turkey burgers, and then instead of fries, I had zucchini fries. Having salmon with salads, and like just trying to add things that have more veggies. Like I had a pasta that wasn't regular pasta. It was like a lentil and zucchini pasta. So I've been like trying to incorporate things where it's the same thing, but it's healthier for me.
Lentil pasta, that's great.
So
this was probably filling too.
Say that again?
So this was probably filling too, that lentil pasta with the salmon that you had.
Yeah. And it was really good. So like I've just been finding, like trying out new things and trying to find what I like so that I can kind of incorporate it and like rotate it for the week. Yes, I'll have like sometimes I'll have like a mix of like some old things, but then also just making sure I have some good things. Like yesterday, I got some, like I had some grilled chicken, but then like I had like a rib or two with it, but I had like vegetables, I had cucumbers, tomatoes, salad, and all that stuff. So like I try to limit the bad stuff. Sometimes I'll have like a something that is like higher in fat content, but then for the most part, everything else is just as healthy as possible. So just making sure that I have that balance. Like I'm not always just eating like how I used to eat, where it's just like I'm always eating now. I'm always having something that's like I'm not looking at the calories. Now I'm way more mindful of just thinking, okay, this is that amount of calories. This is like, does this have vegetables in it? No. Like how many like ingredients are in this type of thing when I'm like in the store buying things. So just being more mindful, but of course I have to do better in terms of like measuring and stuff like that. So that's what I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to start doing better now.
Okay, beautiful. Did we get you a food scale the last time we talked?
Yes, but I haven't used it, which doesn't help. So I have to use it.
So here's what you do. Put the scale on the counter, put the plate on the scale, and then just go, right?
Okay.
Then just go. We tend to overcomplicate this.
Yeah.
Let me see. If you would give me 1 second, I do apologize.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry about that.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a video on making this food logging or measuring the food with the scale easier.
Okay.
So you'll see that like a lot of these conversations have a video component that I've recorded to talk about it. Okay.
Hmm.
Real quick on that note, do you have the link to my YouTube channel with all of the client stuff?
Can you just resend it so I
Yeah,
have
I'll send it to you
it?
again.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll send it to you again. Yeah, I mean, I literally have 300 videos on the channel
Okay.
about all of this stuff. So if you are losing motivation or you are worried about how this is looking or you need something about the scale, you need something about your training program, it's there. Okay, so you can
Okay.
hear me in the back of your head while
Right.
you walk to the gym.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of things in terms of nutrition over this past week. I am just really happy to see the color. And I'm not sure if I've like celebrated you about this yet, but I'm just very happy. I mean, some people are very averse to like color and trying new things and trying to keep things fresh and trying to keep things, healthy. But I think the amount of color that I've been seeing in all of your meals is really making me happy. So I think that's a great thing. I also see from the first time that we connected to now, like you are actively trying to ensure that things have protein in them
Hmm.
or that you're getting enough of the protein. And I feel like that's landing, right? Like we think like some stuff just got to stick. I feel like that's starting to stick, right? And even the way that you're talking about it is sticking a lot better too. So
Hmm.
yes, in the right direction. Okay.
But it
Couple of
needs to
things
be
that I want.
up.
Perfect. A couple of things that I want us to work on.
Okay.
One is, and this is a challenge that everybody has,
Hmm.
but one is making sure that everything gets recorded. Because on this day, when you were on that trip, right?
Hmm.
Just taking pictures of whatever you ate and then uploading them on the back end or texting them to me or just putting them in the message, right? Like just allows us to discuss even further what about the food choices manipulated your water weight,
Okay.
right?
I'll go ahead
So
and add it. I do have pictures. I just didn't add it.
send it to me.
Okay.
Send it to me so I can shoot you a message back and kind of talk about where that stuff is coming from. Okay. The other thing that I want us to keep doing is like when you're going for protein sources, I want you to keep going for the leaner sources of protein. So when we think about lean sources of protein, this goes back to your eating guide. You remember when I sent you that?
Yeah.
Um, this is not your eating guide, but the contents here are going to be really helpful. Okay. Specifically on protein, people are like, oh, what kind of protein do I need to be eating? We want to eat a lot of these leaner sources of protein. Okay. Lean pork, lean beef, poultry, shellfish, seafood, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, and lentils are great sources of protein as well. Sometimes we'll incorporate things like jerky or like deli cuts sometimes. So when we think about the course of our week, we might think eat more. We do something like this daily. The green is every day I want you eating something from this list. This is every other day, right? The deli cuts or the Canadian bacon or lamb or things of that nature, like maybe twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week. Okay. And then less of the things like the processed meats, pepperoni, hot dogs, sausages, fried proteins, things of that nature. Okay.
Okay.
So when we go to your meals over the past few days, right? I'm glad to see the lean turkey sausage. That's excellent. I'm glad to see like the protein pasta coming in. But
Hmm.
then here with your breakfast, I would have loved to see a leaner cut of steak, right? If
Okay.
they had a filet, that's probably a good option. But even like a salmon might have been a good option just because for the amount of fat, right? This
Mhm.
sirloin steak, we start to kind of learn how to visualize how much of something this might be. So just looking at
Mhm.
this picture, if I can visualize this plate, I'd say this is probably at least a palm of protein in form of the steak. It
Mhm.
might even be 2 palms as I kind of put my palms next to each other. That might be 2 palms of sirloin steak. And if I have 2 palms, then this might be almost 8 ounces of sirloin steak, which for this measurement is incorrect, right?
Got it. Okay.
So in an 8 ounce sirloin steak, there might be something like 60 grams of fat in this 8 ounce steak, whereas a piece of salmon might only have 20 or 30 grams of fat. And the fat is important because the fat adds up more quickly. Okay. We might have
Got
talked about this before, but carbs are 4 calories per gram, right? That's carbs. Proteins are 4 calories per gram. Alcohol is 7 calories per gram, and fats are 9 calories per gram.
it. Mm.
Okay. So even just comparing protein and carbs to fats, fats are more than double the calories of any source of protein or any source of carbohydrate. Okay.
Mhm.
And keeping things low in fat help us monitor or stabilize the amount of extra fat calories that we're consuming. Okay.
Mhm.
Alcohol is also a demon. I'm not sure if you drink alcohol or consume it regularly or whatever,
Mhm.
but alcohol is one of those things too. Is almost double the amount of calories of protein and carbohydrate of fruit and like egg whites,
Mhm.
right? So the leaner we keep it, the low calorie density that we keep our nutrition, the better off we'll be.
Okay.
All right. So long-winded way to say, I want us to also focus on making sure that the cuts of protein that we have are leaner cuts of protein to kind of keep this fat low.
Okay.
Okay. Then there was one more piece that I had. I believe it was making sure that every meal had protein. I think
Mhm.
it was like a couple of snacks I think I saw. It's like, oh, she can pair this with a protein shake, right?
Okay.
What was it? Maybe it was your
I know
skinny
at one
pop.
point you said like I had sardines or something like, oh, maybe have salad, like more greens with it instead of
Yes.
having the the sardines.
Yep. Yep, everything,
Okay.
right? So we're trying to increase our protein, increase our fruit, increase our vegetable, get more. Da, 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 da. We're trying to do all the things, and so when we connect, we're trying to stack these things on top of each other. Like, yes, have the sardines because they're a source of protein, but also add vegetables to them. Okay.
Okay.
And in this case, have your snack, the skinny pop, but also have your protein shake with it. Every time that you eat, you need to be having protein with that meal. That's ultimately what I'm trying to say here. Okay.
Okay.
And then was this the seeds and nut flour sweet thins? Same idea. Like put you some deli turkey slices on top of the thin, right? Turn it to a little lunchable, or have your protein shake with it, or some Greek yogurt with this, right?
Okay.
So we just want to find sources of protein to ensure that we're still getting that in. And then this is when we connected last week, I think, with
Yeah.
smoothie. Same thing with your pizza here. Like adding a source of protein to the veggie pizza. For example, turkey pepperoni you might add, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, I've seen that in the store.
Yeah, get you some of those and stack them on top as you put it into the oven. Just put them on top of it. And
Okay.
now you added protein. See what the theme here is just like making sure that every time you eat, like protein is the priority of what we're thinking about. Okay.
Okay. And question,
Yeah.
that pizza, I really like it, but it's high in carbs, surprisingly. So with that in mind, I shouldn't be eating too much of that pizza, right?
Will you
Even though
eat
it's
the whole you'll eat the whole pizza?
yeah, that would be like a meal. Like, okay, I have the pizza for lunch.
I think
It's not that
half
big.
of yeah. It's not that big, but it's calorie dense,
Mhm.
right? And like almost 700 calories with not a lot of protein, right? And so this kind of takes us to like this 10-to-1 protein ratio thing of what we're looking for
Mhm.
in terms of every meal, trying to make sure that it has enough protein. So in this case, at 680 calories, this meal needs to have 68 grams of protein, right?
Okay.
But it only has 22.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, our priority needs to be, let me maybe eat half of this pizza. So
Mm-hmm.
bring this down to 340 calories. Let me eat half of this pizza and let me pair this with a salad with my sardines, or a salad with some turkey slices, or a salad with some grilled chicken, or fill in the blank. See what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So the pizza isn't necessarily off limits, but when we think about like optimal, efficient, you'd be better off using your time enjoying the pizza because it tastes good. It's not a good source of protein, it just tastes good, right? So half a pizza with my focus on my protein and my veggies.
Okay. That sounds good.
Perfect. Okay. All in all, stay the course on the nutrition because
Okay.
it's working. It's working. Don't get distracted when the scale does this because it will. And one of the things that I think I was getting to this, I didn't get to it when I was talking about like the phases of fat loss throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my last fat loss phase, it took me 3 weeks of consistency to lose 1 pound
Wow.
because of water retention. I got to a place in my weight loss journey where I was so stressed out. My cortisol was so high. I was losing sleep. My cycle was being funny, right? I got to that place in my journey where I'm going to have to push through the rest of this mountain to get to this goal, right? So it took 3 weeks of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again to even see something happen. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. It's not, right? However, it starts to kind of mentally, hopefully give you an idea of like, oh, the body is going to fight against you as we try to lose weight. The body doesn't think that losing weight is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is healthy, the body doesn't think that, because you think anytime our ancestors tried to lose weight, they were dying.
Right.
So our bodies don't want to lose weight. They think we're about to die, but we're not. We're actually extending our lifespan. Okay. Okay. Let me check in on the activity real quick. We have your step goal set to 8,000. Have you been feeling about hitting your step goal lately?
I've been hitting it.
Been hitting it?
Yeah, I've been consistent. I'm on a streak.
Yes. Good job. Okay, what's your plan for today?
Even if I like eat a little crazy, I'm like that's the goal that I'm holding myself to. Like I always have to do my steps. Like that's it. No, like I can't. Even if it's like
Always
late.
get your steps.
Yep.
Always get your steps. I love it. Beautiful. Okay. Then we have your activity, right? Your training program.
Mm-hmm.
How's your training been feeling for you?
It's been good. Uh, some of the exercise, like I'll sub, like I told you before, I'll sub certain things. And then yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like I'll sub certain things and just see what I can do. But I don't have any like, I don't know. Like I just been doing them. I don't
Okay.
really. Yeah, it's been a little
Okay.
bit hard, but I just been trying to stick with it. And if I can't do it,
Good.
I'll just switch it. Yeah.
Perfect. How many days a week are you doing your training?
So 1 at home and then 2 at the gym. So today I'm
Okay.
gonna go why.
Got you. Beautiful. Okay. Now that you're kind of getting into the hang of it, this is probably like week 3 for you in your training program. Now that you're getting into the hang of it, I wanted to start thinking about effort, right? Like, how hard does my training need to be?
Mm-hmm.
When we think about building muscle, we are essentially knocking on our neighbor's door while their house is catching fire.
Mm.
How hard do you need to knock in order to wake your neighbor up when their house is catching fire?
Yeah.
That gotta be a substantial amount.
Right.
You're not tapping on that door. So the same thing is true for our bodies. Just like our bodies don't want to lose weight, most of our bodies don't really care to build muscle. It's an expensive process. It hurts and it takes a long time. Plus, it takes a ton of calories to build muscle, right? Or to build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. So, in order to send the signal to the body that, hey, I really, really, really want you to focus on building muscle and burning body fat, we need for our effort to be somewhere at least a 7 in terms of our knock. Maybe about a 9 is the maximum amount of effort that you would give your training program. So what does this practically look like in your upper body gym workout? Is that the last one you did? Leg day. Let's go to leg day.
Well, leg day,
Practically, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, leg day, I'm stronger in my legs than I am with my upper body. So for me, leg day is like I'm like cool. I could do leg day. That I can knock that out. Um, Upper body, that's like the more challenging one with some of the moves.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that is normal and natural.
Mhm,
Okay. But when we think about effort, I want to leave you with this.
mhm.
If you can increase your weight, we definitely want to increase the amount of weight that you're using. So 15 pounds to 20 pounds. Or like if you know that you can start this set at 140 and end the set at 200, that's what we think about effort, right? Same thing for leg extension. Maybe this week we go and we try 110 or 115, right?
Okay.
Making this harder every week. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Everything good?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Let me know this week if you need anything. Let me make sure we're good for next week. Yep. The second. I'll see you on the second with your Friday progress report.
Okay.
Okay. Put that into the app. Keep logging your food. Keep getting your steps. Keep doing your workouts. All these things work. Okay. And when we
Okay.
touch base next week, we'll check in on everything.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.